Welcome back, 602 Rose Show. Bachelor in Paradise was different. Didn't do a review show. So real quick thoughts on that. Wow, looks great. The camera upgrade is great. New resort looks real nice. And all the rest of the drama was pretty standard. 5th place in 602 Rose Show League. 15th place globally. Wow. Our people are awesome. To be in 15th globally, but only 5th in my own league really speaks to some of the quality there. Great job to everybody up top. Pretty good edit first episode, but we're going to jump right into it because there's a lot to cover. Pricing, again, dynamic pricing. If you're new, the people who score the most are going to float to the top. People who score the least are going to come to the bottom. You can only pick up to 100 roses, so you need 5 contestants this week. You need to get them all in under budget. Spencer, Jess, Bailey, Dale at 26, Kat Izzo at 23, Justin at 19, Jeremy at 16, Jonathan at 14, Bargain Basement is Brian at 13, Zoe at 13, Alex at 12, and Lexi at 11. Women coming in this week. Spoilers coming. Women coming in this week, so the men will have the roses. So generally speaking, your lineup should be all women. Having said that, let me give you my first contestant, who is not a woman. Jonathan gets pulled for 2 dates this week. I want the point potential with Jonathan. Now, neither of the girls that pull him is the girl that he ends up giving his rose to, which is fine. But need Jonathan in my lineup. Sheer screen time alone, guys should put up some numbers. It's relatively early in all the relationships. I'm assuming he's going to be kissing everybody. Have to have Jonathan. Lock Jonathan in. He's also pretty cheap at 14 roses, so it gives you some more flexibility coming down the list here. My second here, I'm going to give you my pick and a pivot. This is the only one I'm still kind of up in the air on. My official pick right now is Jess at 26 roses. I'll tell you the pivot right off the top before we talk about it, because it's kind of the same idea. The pivot is Kat, and Kat's actually cheaper. So if you find yourself strapped for just a couple roses, I have no problem with you popping Kat in. I'm not expecting much from Kat or Jess in this episode. I know they are consistent points, right? They're both essentially coupled for good now. You got to have one of them. I think it's Jess. I think the show kind of tipped their hand. The Jess Spencer thing is going to be serious. It's going to go the distance. They are probably the only couple getting engaged at the end of this. So I want Jess. If you wanted to go Kat, because if Drama Kat comes out, it's Kat and it's not close. So think about the narrative. Think about how the show plays out. It's a 3-hour episode. Think about how you think Kat is edited. If you think Drama Cat comes out, it's Kat. It's not close. We don't have to talk about Jess. I don't think we get that drama edit, so I think them playing up Jess is worth more points. So Jess is my official pick. Bailey at 26 roses. Bailey was kind of a surprise to me. Bailey did some work up and down the scoring categories. She was a really interesting one for week 1 pick. Bailey gets a rose. So Bailey's going to move on. But she is kind of in this pivot place where I feel like her screen time is going to be up. Obviously, you want girls that move on. So give me Bailey. My 4th pick is Alex, and Alex is also dirt cheap. Alex still somehow manages to get the rose from Jonathan. All these other girls come in. It's who is it? It's Allie Joe, and it's it's Allie Joe and somebody. But they both take Jonathan on a date, and then he still picks Alex. So the idea here is that Alex is going to be featured questioning herself or crying or fighting with Jonathan or kissing Jonathan, right? In between, after, before these other dates. Like something, there's a reason Jonathan gives Alex his rose, and it can't possibly be because these other girls are too boring. I just don't buy that. So Alex has to do something to prove herself or to overcome the adversity, and she's feeling bad for herself, and we get to hear her whine, and then they make up. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but I know it has to happen. Give me Alex. Now, my last pick is going to be another guy, and the reason is because I think some of the Parisa drama, like Parisa, Zoe, Lexi, obviously Zoe's the one after Brian right now, but these girls that are going to go home, it's got to get sloppy somewhere. And if they're doing a Brian, Parisa, Zoe edit, and then they're jumping back over like the Lexi, Justin, Susie thing, I think we could have this amplified edit where it gets more and more dramatic as we go. I want Brian because of how messy I think Zoe can get. And then Parisa had moments in her season where she did the same thing. So give me the crux of those two. If Parisa was available, I would be picking Parisa. So the Brian pick for me is kind of a proxy. I want a piece of this drama. I don't want Zoe, just in case she doesn't implode the way we would like her to from a point standpoint, she does get sent home. So Brian is my piece in this for just having a part of that drama. So Jonathan, Jess, Bailey, Alex, Brian is my lineup. We have to talk a little bit of game theory here because I'm not sure how these episodes are going to work. 3-hour episode. There will be a new lineup for Tuesday night with all the Goldens dumped in. So depending on how this episode goes, it's really going to kind of determine that. So watch for that show. I haven't recorded that yet because we need to know more. Probably have to record that real late Monday based on what we see on Monday night's episode. But the concept I want you to be watching for, I want you to be thinking about, where does the rose ceremony fall? There's 2 new guys coming into Paradise before the Goldens get there, or about the same time the Goldens get there. When do they show up? It's a 3-hour episode. I could see this being a rose ceremony with 30 minutes to go, and then they bring in the new guys, and then we do the Goldens and the new dates on Tuesday night's episode. So obviously we'll know a lot more Monday. No real risk for Monday. There will be a rose ceremony. There has to be to keep up the timing. So no real risk there. What we think we know about Rose Ceremony 2, Episode 2 should hold. But be looking for that and thinking ahead to your Episode 3 lineups, because it might get a little messy and we might end up in a situation where Rose ceremonies are falling at the beginning of episodes and not at the end of them. So keep that in mind. We'll obviously talk about that in the next episode of 602 Rose Show, which you can catch right here on the channel. You like, subscribe, and take notifications, because then the second my video is up for episode 3, it's on your phone and you can watch it and get your picks in quickly. Hot turnaround, 24 hours between episodes here. Thankfully, the golden one's only 2 hours and not 3. But thank you for joining me. 602 Rose Show. We'll plug all the projects and stuff on tomorrow's video, but just know that's out there. Good luck. Let me know if you pivot Jess or Kat. I kind of want to know everyone's arguments, so drop that in the comments. Otherwise, get those lineups set, and we'll see you tomorrow for picks for the Golden episode, which is airing Tuesday night. We'll see you next time. Enjoy BIP. It should be a good one.